today we are going to be considering Starknet development tools and frameworks, right? And then, of course, this is me. And then the agendas are just very, there are four, but then very like, would I say, it's kind of bulky or sort of so many commands which I would have loved us to go through one after the other, but because of time, we might not really get through. But then let's see how it goes. So we are going to be considering overview of Scarb, which you guys must have installed on Starkli, which is a Starknet CLI tool, and then Starknet Devnet, that is like running your like a Starknet node on your local machine. And then we are going to be looking at Starknet Foundry too. And then we're going to be deploying and writing a smart contract, which is an ERC20 smart contract. So the first section of this course is overview of Scarb and Starkli, right? So just to go through this slide, Scarb is actually just a tool chain for or a package manager for Cairo and Starknet. And then I dropped this link to you guys. This is the official documentation of Scarb, right? So we are at the point of installing Scarb, which I think most of you have already done that, isn't it? Is there anybody here that have not installed Scarb on their laptop? Anybody? You can react or speak. Please, I want to carry everyone along. Let's be interactive.
So, sir, it seems everybody has.
Can you unmute your mic? Can you mute your mic for me? Good. Is there anybody that have not installed Scarb on his system? Are you guys following me at all?
I think all of us have installed it.
You should react now. We are on a call, please. Perfect. Joshua. All right. So if you haven't, you can actually scan this QR code, or you just pick up this particular command. The first one is for you to install it on your Linux, or if you want to use ASDF version of your package manager, you can just install Scarb by using this particular command. Okay. So if you want to check your version, having installed it, you just do scarb -- version on your terminal. Like so let me. You guys are not seeing my terminal right now, actually.
Yeah, we cannot see the terminal.
Okay, so on your terminal, you just open and then run scarb -- version. This will help you to see the version of your Scarb that's installed, right? So the next thing is some useful command line for Scarb, right? So the first one is scarb -- This will help me to show you the, or it will print help where you can see different commands that are used in Scarb. And then the second one is Scarb new -- the name of your project. A lot of you have been doing this already. And then we have Scarb add. So this Scarb app is actually to help you add another dependency or another package, right? So if you want to add a dependency, particularly, you do Scarb add. Just like when you want to do like what is it called now? Either npm or yarn add, npm add whatever is the package dependency you want to add. You could add it. So if you want to add this particular dependency now, it is Alexandria.kit or Alexandria_math. It's a package, it's a dependency. So you do Scarb add and then you add it. So to build your program using Scarb, you do Scarb build. And then Scarb FMT means to format your code or your your Cairo program. And then Scarb test to test, and then Scarb init is to initialize a project. So what happens here is with Scarb init, if you have a project already, or a directory already that you have already kind of have, and then you want to spin up a Cairo program inside that particular directory, then you can just use you can cd to that directory and then do Scarb init. So I'm sharing one tab. I'm trying to share my terminal so I can show you what I am just talking about here. So Scarb registry, these are just the same thing because these are like this is more of like the same commands that you've seen down up there. So for you to use Scarb, right, I'm going to also drop this particular link. So to create a project using Scarb, of course, you can create, we said Scarb can help you to create like a Cairo program, and then it can also help you to spin up a smart contract, isn't it? So, but then if you do Scarb new name of the project and you spin up either so when you run that command, you're going to see like two test runners, either Cairo test or Starknet Foundry. So if you are using Foundry, that means you want to write a smart contract with Foundry. Or if you still choose Cairo test, and then you want to format it to be a smart contract project, this is what you do, right? You can just create a project, then inside that your project directory, right, you're going to go to your cargo.toml and then pass in a dependency. We are going to do that live so that you guys will see. But then this is a library that is used for you to be able to see Scarb in real life. I don't know. Let me copy this and share on the group as well. So, I mean on the call. Let me drop this on the call. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I have to share only one tab and moving around. So please just stay with me. Okay, so perfect. So the next thing we're going to be seeing is Starkli. So if you are with your phone and if you can see my screen very well, you could actually just scan this and then you get to the official documentation of Starkli. But then it's also a command line tool for interacting with Starknet. So Starkli is actually different from Scarb, so that you know. Starkli is completely different from Scarb. I said Starkli is actually different from Scarb, right? So Starkli, just like the name implies, right? It's just a command line interface that will help you, or a tool that will help you to interact with Starknet. And this is powered by Starknet RPC. I'm going to show you, or better still, if you open to this particular link, you're going to get to see what Starkli is all about. And then to install Starkli on your computer, you can either use one of these methods or one of these commands. So the first one will install it for you directly, and then if you want to use Starkli off, you can actually just do Starkli off, and this will install it for you. So for those who will want to build the binary file on top, you can actually install it from the raw source. So this particular link is going to actually take you to that place where you can see Starkli book. So I'm copying this, and then you guys have it on the call. These are resources you check later. All right. Good. So let's continue. At some point, I just want to run through this slide, and then we come back to do like a live coding session where we'll show you all of these things that in real life, right? So Starkli also has its own command, right? So if, like I said, Starkli will help you to interact with Starknet blockchain as a whole. So interacting with the blockchain through command line interface. So Starknet have already created this Starkli for it to be able to interact with the Starknet blockchain. And this is only used in Starknet ecosystem, right? So these are the commands that you can use to interact with Starknet blockchain, either the testnet or the mainnet. So the first one here you are seeing is the RPC URL. I think I've spoken about this. This is when you have your node running locally on your device, then you can be able to run this particular Starkli block number RPC, specify the RPC URL, and then it is going to help you to check the block number on, and then you're going to specify the network, whether it's testnet or you're doing it on mainnet. Now we have Starkli account. This is where you check your account, and then we have Starkli account. Also, this always stands for open Zeppelin. So for you to initialize it, you must always pass the path, right? Same thing if you want to deploy your account, you see Starkli account deploy. This will deploy your account for you. If you want to fetch an address, if you want to invoke a transfer, and then if you want to invoke whether it's an ETH transfer or Starknet to ETH transfer. Yeah, so all these commands will enable you to do that, right? And then, so these are some more other resources which you're going to be seeing. So far, is there any confusion, any question before we move to the next section? Any question, any concern? Barnabas, Sandy, okay. No question for. Okay, Barnabas, do you have a question? Please unmute and speak.
No, sir, no question yet, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So before we move to the next section, I would like to actually or better still, let me run through the other section, then we come and do like run these commands and see how it works. Who among you have actually tried any of these commands? I mean,
Yes,
who
I
has
tried.
installed Starkli on its own computer? Yes.
I've tried installing it. That's installed.
You installed it successfully?
Yes, sir.
Do you use Starkli up or the first command?
I use the first command and it works. So I use the second command again, but I have to close my terminal and restart it again so that the second one will work.
Okay. All right, perfect. You know, the issue I'm having here is I'm trying to share only one tab, but then my terminal is on a tab. Because I tried to share my entire screen, it wasn't working. So I had to share one tab, and then it is on this particular slide. I believe you guys are only seeing my slide.
It's only the slide you can see, sir.
Yeah. So I wanted to run this command so that we see. But then let's move to the next section. So the next section is this is actually very it demands on space on your PC because it's Starknet Devnet. You are going to be running like the local node of Starknet on your system. It is called Katana, right? So it's you like so basically the Starknet Devnet is a local Starknet node. Is the implementation completely you are going to more of like run it. So I'm going to show you how to run it. For people who have Mac OS here, this command will run successfully. For some of you who are with Linux, it might fail, it might break, it might not go successfully. But then I'm going to show you another method how to run it. Right? Are we together? So the Starknet RPC. So on your local Starknet node now, if you want to run the node, this is just basically the same thing that's on the mainnet, but then this time around we are like running it on your system. So this is basically to help you with faster development. And or when you want to do like a private development, I want to see how it works real life. So and then it is actually developed by these Starknet RS guys. So it comes with the pre-deployed account. You see it has pre-funded account as well. So it's more or less like you forking a complete node and running, right? So this is the official documentation for Starknet Devnet, the GitHub, and then the documentation, and then the crates as well. So maybe I should drop this for you guys. I will also open it. I'm going to also open this so that you guys will see. I don't know, this all screen stuff, so not give me a good drive. So, but then let me open it as well. And then yeah, I'm going to show you guys. Yeah. So are you guys seeing my screen? Hello.
Seeing the slide, sir.
You are seeing my slide? Are you guys seeing my screen, the next tab I'm on to? You should be able to see this, right?
So I think pick it up.
Sorry?
Yeah, we're just seeing your GitHub this thing.
Yeah, this is the link I drop on the group, on the chat now. I just open it so that you guys can see. So once you open it, you come to this place. This is where you're going to see the official documentation. Are you with me? And then when you open this one, this is going to show you how to install this devnet. So on the documentation, you can also see. So let me open the documentation. Let me open it here, since I'm sharing this tab. Are you together with me now? So this is the Starknet Devnet. This one will enable you to be able to. So this is 0.61 other versions of it. So the current version is 0.61, right? So if you want to install it, get started, right? And then if you want to install this, you click on this running and install. So you want to run and install this. So this is the command. Are you following me? So when you copy this cargo install Starknet Devnet, let me just drop this on the chat. Okay, so you run this. So for those of you who are on Linux, when you run this, you're going to get I don't know if it will run. Charles, where is Sandy? Sandy should run this on his Mac and it should go. Anybody with Mac should be able to run this. So you have your whole node of Starknet running on your PC, and then we proceed from there. For those of you who are on Linux, I wish can you guys actually see my screen? My terminal, no. How do I share my terminal? I know. I want to run this so that you guys can see, and then the specific error you get. So most of the time, so this is the error you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting an error that is saying that it cannot build some of your binary files and what have you. And that is because it is not supported by Linux. So what you could do is, if you are a Linux user, what you can actually do is you can clone the repo. So you don't even need to come here if you are a Linux user, right? From the GitHub here, let me go back to one and tap this. Yes. So if you are a Linux user, you can just clone this repo. When you clone this repo, you can now run it normally on your. So you're going to be running like the executable. And then if you are using Windows, of course, I know nobody is using Windows here. But then if you are using Windows, you have to download it and then use the executable as well. Okay. So because I tried running it, I'm also using Linux. So I tried to run it, but then it was giving the same binary SS1 binary file is not compatible with it. But then if you are using Z shell and it's with Linux, it will still work. And then, but if you are using Mac, this should run for you successfully. And the goal for this is for you to be able to see. So once you run that, you're going to see like you're going to see your smart contract address, you're going to see your account address, you're going to see a lot of like your class hash on your terminal on your machine at the go. So by that you can now be able to can even deploy your ERC20 smart contract on the live on your local machine since you are running the devnet. Do you understand? I know we are not doing more of live coding in this session, but then I don't want you guys to just sleep on this, right? You could just take your time since I'm sharing all these documents and these resources with you. You can pick it up by yourself and run these commands. Effectively, it should work. There shouldn't be any issues when you are running there. Is that fine? So back to our slide. All right, so these are a few considerations that you would want to use. You will check. So you should replace this. Okay, basically just telling you that you should replace this with your official testnet. Be sure that the testnet is actually on devnet. So when you see that rejected and reverted, of course, that is what you're going to see when you are when you come here. When you open this particular place, you're going to see this. So this is what this guy is talking about. That you all know this. I think I've told you that every program or every smart contract we deploy, how Starknet works is it has this sequencer, right? Like I explained to you our last class. So it has to pass through that particular sequencer to get approval, and then it settles on layer one, right? So if you look at this, you see that pre-confirm we accepted on L2. You see accepted on L1 unless you. So you will see that receive candidates, some of the places you are going to see where they write rejected and reverted. So it's not here, but then in case you see it, that is what this slide is talking about. So when you see rejected and reverted status on your transaction, so rejected is not used on devnet, or rather you are going to be seeing reverted, which means it is validated or execution, but then the execution failed. It means that your transaction is not included in the block. This is not a new word for you guys are in Web3 already. Right? Your transaction can be reverted, isn't it? On Solidity, when you deploy a contract or when you have an interaction and it's reverted, it's not executed. That means it does not, the sequencer have not actually executed your transaction. They're not going to be seen rejected. But then you will see rejected on when it's not on your devnet. That's what this means. Okay. Now, so this is the command actually for installing Starknet Devnet. You do cargo install Starknet Devnet, and then once you do this cargo install Starknet Devnet, the next thing is if you want to run it, you're going to say Starknet-Devnet. This one is going to run the executable for you. Okay, so for those of you who are on Linux, once you clone that repo, right, you clone it. For you to run the executable, you're going to run this Starknet-Devnet. This is automatically going to run it for you. But for those who are on Mac, if you run this cargo install this, it will install it successfully. You're going to see those list of addresses and your class hash, everything. So the next command to run is to run the executable of this particular crate. You're going to now say Starknet Devnet. I don't know if you guys are following. Are we together? Please, you can react if you are together. So far, is there any question? Okay. Yeah, so I want to ask Sandy, have you run this command on your PC?
No, not yet. I'm not close to my PC. I'm joining with phone. My light is. I'm out of. I don't have light here. Sorry.
Okay, Dev Arome, I want to hear your voice. How are you doing? What's up?
I'm fine, sir.
Are you following?
I'm fine, sir. Yes, sir, I'm following.
Oh, okay. All right, perfect. So let's do. So this is Katana. Actually, it's the same thing. But then there is something that I want to show you guys here on this documentation. You can see dojoengine.org, right? So this is also another tool. This time around, it is Katana. It's still a local development environment for Starknet, but then this is specifically for gaming. So for those of you who are gamers who are like building games and all of that, so you're going to install this guy, right? So, but this needs a lot of space as well, honestly. Dojo. So that's the name of it, this particular stuff. So, it is actually built by Dojo team, and then it supports local production and deployment, and the local development environment. And it's basically a gaming engine, like I said, for Starknet particularly. Dojo is particularly in the Starknet ecosystem that you hear this. So it works perfectly for Devnet as well. And then it's actually on this station RPC 0.71. This, of course, can change. Like you see, that one was 0.61. So this one will help you to be able to build your gaming and all. So this is the official GitHub and documentation for Katana. You can go and run this as well. So on this documentation, you are going to get how to install it and all. Okay, and then the GitHub is actually Dojo. So that's that. All right. So now this is what you should consider, right? So if you want to run this Dojo, this is the requirement, or these are the requirements that you need on your system, right? You must have this PC version 2.33 or higher version of it. And then it is not available on Ubuntu 20.084, right? If your Ubuntu is of 20.04, it is not available actually. Right, and then to successfully install Dojo, you need to use the newer version of your operating system. So for those of us who are using Ubuntu, that to be 22.04 or 24.04. Is that okay? I believe nobody uses 20.04 here, so you can just get that. All right. So this is the installation. It also you can run the binary which is available on Dojo Up, or you can install it from your source via cargo, or you can clone it like this, right? So this is from the repo I dropped for you guys. You can actually clone it and run it. So once you clone it, you cd to Dojo, and then you install this path, and then you can do run Katana to use this particular this thing on your local device. Are you guys following me? So perfect, good. All right, so we will move further to Starknet Foundry because this is where I actually wanted to read, so that we'll actually do more of like. Yeah, so I remember I sent this document to you guys in our last session. Okay. So have anybody read to Starknet Foundry? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you guys have seen of smart contract with Starknet Foundry already from the last assignment. Perfect. So it's not going to be a big deal. So basically, what do you understand by Starknet Foundry activity? Let me just ask. Anybody can go. From your study, what do you learn? What is this Starknet Foundry thing? What is it all about? Quickly.
It's just a way to use the Cairo on what's with Foundry. So the Foundry is going to be your environment, and then compile it down to the Starknet language.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Is there only one person that learned or studied the documentation I sent? Okay, that's not waste of time. Let's go to the slide. So, like he said, right, it's a development environment. It's what all of you have passed or have played around with Foundry on Solidity, right? I hope I'm right by saying that. So this time around, it's actually inspired by the same Foundry you guys use, but then it is also used in Starknet for writing smart contracts and for deploying smart contracts and for also testing smart contracts. So basically, this is the documentation Starknet Foundry. So you guys, let me share this stuff. Yeah, so this is it. Can you guys see my screen? Let me ask it. This is going to see my screen where it can draw my attention. So this is Starknet Foundry documentation. All right. So you can install it and then play around with it. So this is the command to install it. For those who have, of course, if you want to install your Cairo or your Rust, you should have this. And then the command to check the version, whether you have Starknet Foundry or not, is SN4 version. This will show you that the version, excuse me, the version of Starknet Foundry that you have on your Linux or Mac OS. So back to our slide. So far that is not it. But then for Starknet Foundry installation, you need to have this requirement. You need to have these guys. You need to have a Scarb installed. You need to have universal serial compiler. You need to have Rust version 1.8.0. I mean 80.1. So your universal serial is actually a compiler. This will help you to automatically install it using SN Foundry or using ASDF, right? Please, are we together?
That's all together.
All right, good. So these are the commands for actually installing Starknet Foundry. You can install it using SN Foundry off by writing this command, or you can use their ASDF by using this plugin, ASDF plugin at Starknet Foundry, right? And this should be able to install it for you. So this is the official documentation for you to install it. So you can install it using ASDF on your Linux machine. You can install it using Starknet Foundry directly, right? Now, I'm So this switching between tabs. Right. So if you have already installed Starknet Foundry on your local machine, you're going to be, of course, like I said earlier, this Starknet SN version will help you to check the version of the Foundry you have, and then to run a new program or a new project or a new smart contract using Starknet Foundry. The command is SN new, then the name of the project. If you want to test, you do SN test. So all this SN Foundry uses, it uses Scarb behind the hood to manage all your packages and build your contract. Can you see why it is or it's necessary for us to actually start by learning or understanding Scarb first? Because imagine if you don't have Scarb installed on your PC, what compiles our code or our smart contract or our Cairo program behind the hood is actually the Scarb, because we said it's actually a toolkit that helps us in compilation of our program on Starknet. So even your smart contract, you remember we said your smart contract are deployed. Once we deploy them, they are like indirectly or directly, so to say, deploying it to the sequencer. Right? The compilation or execution happens on the sequencer. This sequencer, some people say this is decentralized, but it is not fully decentralized, right? Yes. So the sequencer that do the execution for you, like we have learned in our past session. So it has to pass through that, do the work, and then pass it to the prover approve or check for validation, and then pass it to L1 as an L2. So that is what happens. So this Scarb package is what helps you to be able to build those contracts or those particular codes for your Cairo program. Okay. Now quickly, we have also something called SNCast. Now this SNCast is like a serial tool. For this time around, it is used to perform Starknet RPC calls. So it makes it very easy for you to interact with Starknet smart contract on your terminal. Are you together with me? So currently, they say it support only Cairo V1 and V2. So I think we had a small smart contract last time I was with guys at the facility where we used purely CLI tool to be able to deploy the contract, to be able to, first of all, create account. We were able to deploy that particular smart contract. We were able to check the balance of that smart contract. Am I saying the truth? I know this guy was there. Who is this guy? Yes. We were able to play around with it using SNCast. So it's just a CLI tool that will help you to be able to interact with the Starknet contract on your terminal. Right? I know you can interact with Solidity, you can interact on even the Explorer, right? So it doesn't, but then this SNCast is actually for Starknet this thing. So I don't know if there's a CLI tool for Solidity that can be used to interact with the blockchain directly. I don't know.
There is, sir.
There is?
Yes, sir. I think you can use Anvil.
You can use what?
I think Anvil.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, how it works.
Yeah. Anvil does that too. Yeah, Anvil does that. So this is the one that is for Starknet. You just use SNCast. So I think there's a documentation. Okay, it should be here. No, not on this guy. Okay, yeah, I see it here. Let me share this tab so you guys can. All right, can you see my screen? So this is SNCast, right? So this with this command, it can help you to be able to create an account. It can help you to even specify the network, right? So like this first command here is to create and deploy an account. So mostly you have to, like, first of all, create the account, deploy that account before you can now be able to actually deploy that particular account or make any interaction with it. Do you understand? So let's say, for example, this, and I'm going to actually give you guys an assignment to be able to do at the end of this course because of this thing I'm having. I was thinking we could actually write the ERC20 smart contract together and deploy it, but you can do that as your assignment using this SNCast so that you guys will see how it works, right? So for people who are using MacBook, I would love, or even all of you guys, I would love you guys to actually run the local node and see all those addresses, and then try and write an ERC20 smart contract and try and play around with it using that on that local. And then after that, you can now also on that same smart contract, you can now use this guy, this SNCast, and try and interact with the blockchain directly from your terminal using this command. So you create an account, you specify the name of the account, like in this case, that's name now. Then you can specify the name of the account. It could be whatever account. Then you also slash that's network. You now specify the network. If it is mainnet, of course, none of you can do. We shouldn't do mainnet. So for testing, you use a folder, right? So after you've gotten this, it's going to print. It's going to give you like your account, right? That account would not have any Starknet token, which is STRK token. So what you would do is you would go to this particular place. Let me show it. So this is Starknet testnet faucet, where you can claim faucet. That's testnet faucet, guys. So you come to this place. Once you have that your account, you can just paste in your account here. Are you guys following me? So you just paste in your account, verify, and then you're going to be given 100 STRK testnet token. So once you have that, that means you have at least something for gas fee, right? Then after that is said that you can now come and run this to deploy that particular contract or whatever that account you have. So you deploy it on Sepolia and then you specify it. The same thing, you can now check your balance using this account. And then you can also call your contract address by doing this. And then if you go through this, you can see how to deploy a new contract. How to first of all declare a new contract. This is it, right? SN account name, you declare, specify your network, specify the contract name. For example, these guys are using Hello SNCast. But then you have every contract has a name, isn't it? Yeah, so this is for you to first of all declare a contract. After declaring a contract, you can now do the deployment. So back to my slide. So far, I would want to ask, please, is there any question before we run through this on the slide? So I'm showing you guys both the documentation, and then on my slide, you will see the same thing, right? Yes. So on my slide here, you are seeing the same, what I was showing you, the command for SNCast. So you do declare a new smart contract by using this SNCast declare. You can deploy a smart contract. You can invoke a smart contract. You can call a smart contract. You can perform multiple calls. You can manage your gas here. So this is a cheat code for SNCast. Yes, somebody wants to add something. Sasha? Sorry, if you are talking, I can't hear you. Yes, you can unmute and speak, please.
Okay, sir. Actually, it's not a question. That was where I got stuck earlier. But then, like, now I'm clear with it.
You got stuck at the next slide.
Deploying a contract. Deploying a contract. But then, yeah, but then I was doing the wrong thing the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you just explain it clear now?
Okay. Perfect. So this will actually just give you a cheat code. It's actually there on the Starknet Foundry documentation. That's this guy. You can as well find the cheat code there. So then if you just want to use this, I can send this to you on the call.
Yes, sir. Please, if you can help us with it on the call.
All right. So you could just use this. Yep. So this is that. So now this is where I would like you guys to conflict your modules, because because of time. So you're going to write and deploy an ERC20 smart contract. So two ways to do it, right? I told you, I've shown you guys like two ways to do this. And then if you are the one that actually do your last assignment, so writing a smart contract in Cairo or Starknet using using Starknet Foundry now, it's not a big deal. So, but then what I want you guys to learn is, I want you guys to play around with these commands. So you can, for those of you who want to run a node. So once you run that local node, try and interact with it directly. Right? All the commands are there. I'm going to share this slide with you. So you can use that. But first of all, you have to check your setup and ensure that you have this Starkli installed. That's if you are using local, right? Ensure that you have this guy exported correctly. And then check, so you could actually, if you can just go through this, it will guide you to set up your account, your deployer account, and all. So now, the next thing I want you guys to, okay, let me share this with you, because you may need this, you may need to open the plane, right? Let me send this to you on the call. Okay. All right, so for you to build this ERC20 contract, you make sure you have, so if you are setting it up manually like this, if you are setting it up manually, after you have created your, you can do your Scarb create ERC20, whatever. After you've opened the plane, you're going to go to your lib.cairo file, and then you are going to paste this code. So after you have done that, this code here, target.starknet-contract. This is on your in your scarb.toml, right? This is, and then you set this here to. For example, if you haven't, even if it is a normal Cairo program, right? For you to turn that particular Cairo program to a smart contract, you have to go to your Cargo. I'm used to Cargo. You have to go to your scarb.toml and then specify that under your dependency, you specify this particular code here. So when you put target or Starknet contract, you are telling the compiler that this is a smart contract, this is a Starknet smart contract. And then this Sierra is like you telling it, okay, yeah, you are setting this Sierra to true. Because this Sierra is what the sequencer use for compilation and execution of your code, isn't it? So now, after that is done, you can now build that particular contract, because you have to make sure you do Scarb builds for it to take effect, right? So that once you do that, then you go to your target/dev. You are going to now see the JSON file of your contract, right? So this is what you're going to actually use in deploying it. You do Scarb deploy the class hash and your RPC URL. Okay, so this section is just to show you guys more of the tools and resources that you can as well use. So this course is actually basically to introduce you guys to all the necessary tools for development on Starknet, right? So you could actually use other tools like this one. Let me just copy this and send to you guys. Starknet.io developer resources. This one is official Starknet website. If you go to this website, you're going to see under resources, under developmental tools and resources, you are going to see a lot of other resources that can be used for building on Starknet. All right. Yeah, so I think with this, we have come to the end of this class, but I'm going to entertain any confusion or any questions right away before I leave it on to you guys to take over. This is the contract that I am actually showing you. This is the ERC20 contract I want you guys to write. Are we together? Can you actually see my screen well? Let me okay. Are you guys seeing now? So this is like a basic ERC20 smart contract. So everything is set, but then this is what I want you guys to do. And I'm going to know it if you, whatever this thing you use, but it's actually for your learning. I hope you know we are just, I'm not giving you 100% of all this. In fact, one day or 1 week is not enough to teach you guys Cairo and teach you all this. But then if you put in the work by practicing, it will definitely settle with you. So this is a basic ERC20 smart contract that I want you guys to implement. So you can do this on your local development. That's when you run the Starknet Devnet on your machine. You can deploy this and play around with it. And then on the other hand, you can use SNCast, right? You spin this up with Foundry, please. Okay? You can write this with Foundry. You can also write it as a Cairo program and turn it into a smart contract. I hope you know. Everybody is good with that, right? Let me confirm. Yes. So you can start up a Cairo program and then turn it to smart contract by going to your scarb.toml and then signifying your dependency that this is a Starknet smart contract in your target, right? And then you can set your CRR to true so that when you build, it will actually automatically execute that as a smart contract. All right. But then if you want to spin it up with SN Foundry, of course, I want you guys to use this SNCast document, command, be able to deploy it, be able to create account and all of that. Are we together? Is there any question? Sorry. Okay, no question from Sati. Any other question apart from Peter? I think I have 5 other people on this call that have not spoken. Promise. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Have you been following this class?
Yes, sir. From beginning.
Okay, so I asked earlier, did you do your last assignment?
I'm not totally done. Remain a bit, sir. After the class, I'll submit it, sir.
All right, so this is the next assignment. Write this ERC20 smart contract, and that should be submitted before the next class. So I think with all of this, if there's no any other question, we can call it a day. Thank you so much. So if you want to read further, you can do Cairo book. I have sent that to you last, and then you can set up a Cairo Starkling. So there's this Starkling challenge. Yeah, I need to ask who have done Starkling challenge before? Nobody.
I've never done it before, but I'm on it, sir.
Okay, please, you guys should do that. That will help you. That will give you like a lot of understanding on Cairo. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for joining, and you guys have a good evening.